What's good, everyone? Making this video today for anyone who is like 99% recovered from derealization, but you still can't get to that fully 100% recovered mark. Because the truth is, guys, I spent the first 3 years of trying to recover from derealization making no progress. And then I got to a point to where I was 90% recovered. I was waking up at 4 a.m. every day. I was going to the gym. I was working 24/7. I was busting my ass off to recover. Yet I still made no progress. Yet I still just couldn't fully recover. There was always still a little bit of a barrier for me in the world. So in this video, I'm going to be diving in and explaining and extracting exactly why there is still that barrier between you and reality. The truth is, guys, 90% recovered means your brain is recovered. Your mind is recovered. You're not scared of the feeling. You know how to break the loop. You've done everything right. You've lived every single day to the extreme. You're so focused and infatuated to your goals, but you still can't recover. And you don't know why. 90% recovered means that. Now, if you're in that state and you still can't recover, the problem is your nervous system doesn't trust you. Now, this is broad. Like, why does my nervous system trust me? And it's because there is still a trigger for the feeling. Now, the common lie that I say to a lot of people is they say, I don't feel anxiety, yet I still have DPDR. That's not true. You experiencing DPDR is because of the anxiety that's triggering it. There is no way to experience it without that. So this doesn't mean you have to go and question if you have DPDR. If you have any of these, if you even think you have derealization, you have derealization. So when you can figure out the trigger that has caused you to stay in this state, that's when everything can change. And you need to expose yourself to that trigger relentlessly. So this is kind of what I do in my one-on-one program is we really extract and find that trigger for you and then create an action plan so you are exposing that specific trigger. But in your case, if you're just alone, you want to figure this out yourself, find that trigger, find it, and search for it. Like really, really understand yourself. Say, when do I feel anxiety? When am I anxious? And a lot of times you get to a point where like, I don't feel anxiety, I don't feel anxious. Well, you checking your symptom is a symptom of anxiety. So the only thing just you checking to see if you're real, it could literally be the reason that you're still in DPDR in itself. You literally just symptom checking, just checking to see if you feel real. Is DPDR going to trigger the DPDR within itself? So you can't just expect derealization when you can't expect to not have it when you're constantly checking to see if you're real. So eliminate symptom checking first of all. Number 2 is, are you confident? Are you confident? Confidence is going to tell your nervous system that you're safe. You need to build confidence. You can't really recover when you're lacking confidence. Again, you have to become a new person to recover, and becoming a new person means being confident. You might ask, how do I become confident? Use autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is how your subconscious mind assumes who you are based off of the actions that you take. So if every single action you take, every single thing you do is to a standard of excellence, your brain has no choice but to adhere to the fact that you are a confident person. Meaning, every single time you eat a meal, you wash the dish. Every time you work out, that last rep is 100%. Every time you go for a run, that last mile is 100%. Every time you're talking to someone, your chest is out, you're confident, 100%. Your standard is up to a standard of excellence. Your subconscious mind picks up on all these things. And your subconscious mind will have no choice but to adhere to the fact that you are confident. And when you do this constantly, and you're always proving your subconscious mind you're confident, you start to gain extreme amounts of confidence, and this tells your nervous system that you're safe. Confidence equals safety. It equals trust. Trust will get you to recover. So that's another huge thing. First of all, you need to stop checking. You need to feel confident. By the way, I make these videos on the spot just because I'm so knowledgeable on this. Like, I didn't plan this video. I just talk. The third thing would be you aren't truly, like, you truly don't believe that your recovery is possible. A lot of times people, they still have a limiting belief in themselves. They still have a belief that is stopping them from recovery. They still have a reason to why they can't be fully recovered. And a lot of times it's you doing that to yourself. No one else is stopping you from recovery except for you. And a lot of times that we have a limiting belief and we think we can't recover. And the truth is, our reality is formed based off of what we believe to be true. And if you can fine tune and manipulate what you believe to be true in this life, You can completely shape your reality in front of you, but you have to go ahead and make that change. You have to start believing in yourself. You have to start breaking that barrier to what you believe to be true. You have to almost become delusional that you will recover. That's huge. That's another thing. Now, another thing is you have to stop trying to recover. Because some people, they try to recover. It's impossible to recover from derealization when your only goal is recovery. That's when I talk to people, when I see if how they want to recover, I have to make sure that they have ambition, they have goals, they have endeavors that they want to accomplish in their life. Because if they don't, they just won't recover. You have to have a goal anchored in that is more than just recovery. Not only so you have a reason to recover, not only so you have a reason to push through when shit gets hard, but so your mind, your focus is put on something else besides DPDR. And if you know anything about your focus, what you focus on grows. So what you focus on will start to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that will start to take up your reality. So our mind's job is to perceive and process information. We can process 50 million units of information. Those 50 units, but only 50 units our conscious mind can focus on. So all the rest is going in our subconscious. What you can focus those 50 units on with your conscious mind, that's what shapes your reality. So changing the units to nothing's real, I'm in a cycle, to constantly adding more things up to what is being consumed in your head, like changing different ways of focus, will get you to change. So this is where set goals, set purpose, set things in your life and become so obsessed with these goals and become so infatuated with these goals that there isn't any option but to recover. That's what needs to happen. You need to set goals that to where your mind, your brain is so obsessed, hyper obsessed with your purpose, with these goals, that you replace that OCD obsession that you had with DPDR with these goals. Meaning, so I want you to be so obsessed. If you're going to the gym, track every single macro to the T, drink a gallon of water a day, get 8 hours of sleep, don't miss a workout, eat a pre-workout meal, a post-workout meal, a simple sugar 5 minutes after your workout to get that anabolic effect and the spike recovery. You need to become obsessed with whatever you're doing. If you're an artist, make sure you are the best artist possible. Spend 10 hours a day painting. Become obsessed. That's another huge thing for recovery, is become obsessed, because you don't have OCD if you have DPDR. It doesn't mean you have OCD. But you do temporarily have OCD because of the obsession you have with DPDR. And it's hard to eliminate that obsession. So you have to replace that obsession with something else. And that's where something else, a goal, something that you anchor in, is so important. Now, another thing is refusing to accept the identity you know you could become. Truth is, guys, if you can conceive and believe a version of yourself that is recovered, that is living proof within itself that you can and you will recover. But you refuse to just become. You're scared. It's almost like the real, being sober is the new high for you. So you're scared to let go. You're scared to drop the past. You're scared to put the past in the past and move on. You need to move on. You need to stop trying to find a solution. Stop Googling things. Stop trying to fix your situation. Stop trying to change anything about yourself, or stop trying to regret the past. Instead, just think about what you want now. It's not about what's going to happen in the future. It's not about what's happening in the past. It's living in the present. This means get off your phone. This means just be grounded in the present. These are the biggest things that you can come with recovery. But when you're 99% recovered and you can't recover, that's literally just a nervous system problem. It means you need to prove to the trigger that's causing you to stay in DPDR, that you are safe. This means if your derealization is the worst when you talk to people, when you socialize, this means you need to get as many social reps as possible. Another thing is, if your derealization is the worst when you look at a mirror, I want you to stare at the fucking mirror for 10 minutes. The next day, do 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Add more each day. Find the trigger that makes it the worst. Find what is stopping you. Become aware of yourself. And within this awareness, you can find what is keeping you in the state, detach from it, and change it. Change the information you're perceiving. You will genuinely change your reality. So if you guys enjoyed the content in this video, you can connect with me on Instagram. I post so much value every single day. I've never missed a day of posting stories, content, whatever. I'm here to help as many people as possible. If you want to get started, the Freedom from Within program, see if you're a good fit, book a call below and I will see if you're a good fit genuinely. But if not, I just want to make sure you guys are all led in the right direction. We're all in this together. We are all going to recover. If you can conceive and believe a version of yourself that is recovered, that is possible. That is living proof within itself that you will achieve it. Not you can, you will. And you are. So claim the right to become recovered. I'll catch you boys in the next video and girls in the next video. Peace.